Joining me now to discuss that and much more is House Foreign Affairs Committee member and Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, good to see you.
Great seeing you, Tom. Thank you so much for having me on, brother.
The trip to Saudi comes as a surprise to many. The president has taken a much harsher tone in the past on Saudi Arabia. Take a listen.
We were going to, in fact, make them pay the price and make them, in fact, the pariah that they are. There's very little social redeeming value in the present government in Saudi Arabia.
Congressman, now he's going over there to try and repair relations because of gas prices. Now, we just heard from Terry Strada from the 9/11 families on the show, raising concerns. He's going to abandon them in favor of more oil. Should he be meeting with NBS?
No. In fact, should be doing just the opposite. You know, these people are murderers. I mean, it's a way of life with them. They don't care. They have the money they have from the oil that they have. They're buying the sports. It doesn't surprise me. The NBA's in bed with China. I mean, good gosh, it's all about the money. And President Biden, I don't think he knows what he said last week, but, he said we're going to, quote him here, make them, in fact, the pariah that they are. And, we're going to make them pay the price. Apparently, they're at his price because he's over there begging them to release their oil to us. And the reality is, Tom, we ought to be getting it here. It's ridiculous. We ought to turn the spigots back on, cut the regulation, allow refineries to, in fact, come online. They said, oh, we're permitting wells. Well, they were permitting a few wells, but what they weren't permitting was the pipelines that you had to get it there. So It's an incomplete truth. This White House, I fear for us when you see Joe Biden going and negotiating anything past the flea market over here in Blount County at the drive-in theater. I mean, maybe you could negotiate a price on something there, on some good East Tennessee honey, but that's about it. This guy's, it's embarrassing. It really is.
Now, the president was getting angry this week over folks criticizing him. Take a listen to this.
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
Not exactly sure what that means, but I do want to ask you, Congressman. I asked Kelly Sadler last hour. She couldn't really answer the question. What is the Republican strategy to get this economy back on an upswing? What's the proactive, positive message that the conference wants to deliver to folks?
Well, thank you for asking me that. In fact, I had this same conversation with Leader McCarthy, who will be Speaker McCarthy in a few short weeks. And he told me that the thing we can do is be more pro-business. And in doing that, we do release our oil. We start drilling. We loosen up on the regulations and these crazy environmental woke policies that are out there that are wrecking this economy, in fact, and turning us back into, under Trump, we were exporting energy, literally. And now we're importing it again and paying the price $5 minimum at the pumps. I think that's the main thing we can do is reduce the bureaucracy. If you look at the FDA with the baby formula thing,
sure.
Their solution is paying millions more to bureaucrats at the FDA. What they need to do is get back to work like the rest of America is.
Yeah.
And we need to cut those bureaucracies in two, literally. They are killing us. I wish you all would do a research piece on how they're treating the meat processing plants across this country.
That's true.
Enforcing the prices of everything up by the bureaucracy. And it's not a safety measure. It's just employing more bureaucrats. And that is exactly what they're doing. And we need to cut those budgets.
And, when President Trump's administration cut 2,000 pages from the Federal Register, and we were just kind of gone 180 degrees in the other direction. I need to switch gears to Ukraine. It seems every day there seems to be new criticism that the money that we have allocated and the weapons that we have procured are not getting to the front. At a Democrat fundraiser, Biden essentially blamed the war on Zelensky. And we know that he offered Zelensky a chance to abandon his own country. Do you think that the president is playing both sides here to force a stalemate solution?
I don't think the president really knows what he's doing at all from one day to the other. We sent them $40 billion and then he had sent 13 billion, and then another billion. So we're looking at what, $54 billion. And you have to realize that Russia's entire military budget for this year is just a little over 60 billion. So obviously, this is showing some real parallels to Vietnam. We sent money over there. They stole some of it, probably. We sent some arms over there. They're not capable. They don't have the intelligence and the capabilities to manage those armaments that we have over there, the high-tech things. And then next, what do? We send advisors, and then what? We send our troops over there, and then we're in a full-scale war with Russia. This is ridiculous. Europe needs to step up. And for a while, Estonia was the #2 contributor on the side of Ukraine. Where is France? Where is England? Yeah. Where is all these other countries that are rattling the saber? And it seems the American taxpayers, as we borrow money from China to go to and a proxy war.
and it's kind of drips and drabs, four missile launchers from this guy and 5 missile launchers from here, and it's just doesn't seem to be getting the job done. Real quick, Congressman, we're continuing to see more people leave cities and blue states like California, New York, and Illinois for redder pastures like Tennessee. In fact, you will be my congressman in about 2 weeks because, as I mentioned last hour, my family is leaving New York as well. Are we seeing the development of kind of 2 Americas here, welfare states on the coast and sort of everybody else?
100%. Tennessee, according to U-Haul, is the #1 state in the nation for one-way travel. So people are moving here. We just hope you remember what put you in that state of confusion and taxation. Tennessee is the lowest tax state in the nation. They have zero debt. Bond ratings through the roof. People are coming here. Their jobs. We need employees like crazy. We need skilled tradesmen. Absolutely. There's really going to be 2 Americas pretty soon. Going to be the welfare state and then the rest of us. And the rest of us are getting tired of supporting the welfare state. And I believe these elections coming up are going to show it when, in fact, Kevin McCarthy takes the oath of being Speaker of the House.
All right. We're going to leave it there. Congressman Burchett from the great state of Tennessee, thank you so much for being here, sir.